Genesis 18. Then Yahweh appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre, while he was sitting at the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing nearby. He saw, and he ran from the tent to meet them, and he bowed himself to the earth. And he said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in your sight, please do not pass your servant by. Please, let a little water be brought and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. And let me bring a piece of bread, that you may refresh your hearts. After that you may pass on, since in such a manner you have passed by your servant. And they said, So you shall do as you have said. So Abram hurried into the tent to Sarah and said, Hurry, prepare 3 seahs of fine flour, knead it, and make bread cakes. Abraham also ran to the herd and took a tender and choice calf and gave it to his young man, and he hurried to prepare it. And he took curds and milk and the calf which he had prepared and placed it before them, and he was standing by them under the tree, and they ate. Then they said to him, Where is Sarah, your wife? And he said, There, in the tent. And he said, I will surely return to you at this time next year, and behold, Sarah, your wife, will have a son. And Sarah was listening at the tent door which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in age. Sarah was past childbearing. And Sarah laughed to herself, saying, After I am worn out, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also? And Yahweh said to Abraham, Why did Sarah laugh, saying, Shall I indeed bear a son when I am so old? Is anything too difficult for Yahweh? At the appointed time I will return to you, at this time next year, and Sarah will have a son. Then Sarah denied it, however, saying, I did not laugh, for she was afraid. And he said, No, but you did laugh. Then the men rose up from there and looked down toward Sodom, and Abraham was walking with them to send them off. Now Yahweh said, Shall I conceal from Abraham what I am about to do? Since Abraham will surely become a great and mighty nation, and in him all the nations of the earth will be blessed. For I have known him, so that he may command his children and his household after him, that they keep the way of Yahweh to do righteousness and justice, so that Yahweh may bring upon Abraham what he has spoken about him. So Yahweh said, The outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah is indeed great, and their sin is exceedingly grave. I will go down now and see whether they have done entirely according to its outcry which has come to me, and if not, I will know. Then the men turned away from there and went toward Sodom, while Abraham was still standing before Yahweh. Then Abraham came near and said, Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you indeed sweep it away, if not spare this place for the sake of the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to put to death the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous and the wicked are treated alike. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do justice? So Yahweh said, If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare the whole place on their account. And Abraham answered and said, Now behold, I have ventured to speak to the Lord, although I am but dust and ashes. Suppose the 50 righteous are lacking 5. Will you destroy the whole city because of 5? And he said, I will not destroy it if I find 45 there. Then he spoke to him yet again and said, Suppose 40 are found there. And he said, I will not do it on account of the 40. And he said, Oh, may the Lord not be angry, and I shall speak. Suppose 30 are found there? And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Now behold, I have ventured to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there? And he said, I will not destroy it on account of the 20. Then he said, Oh, may the Lord not be angry, and I shall speak only this once. Suppose 10 are found there? And he said, I will not destroy it on the account of the 10. And as soon as he had finished speaking to Abraham, Yahweh departed, and Abraham returned to his place. Seeing in verse 2 that Abraham bowed himself before the three men gives us an indication that he knew he was in divine presence. And apparently one of the three was God incarnate, because in the middle of the conversation with the three men, verse 9, they said to him, "Where is Sarah, your wife?" All of a sudden, verse 13, and Yahweh said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh?" This chapter seems to set us up well to anticipate the incarnation of the Son of God. Not only does God appear as one of the three men, but there's going to be a prophecy that's going to be fulfilled. Verse 10, "At this time next year, behold, Sarah your wife will have a son." And we also have confirmation in verse 11, Sarah was past childbearing. It was biologically impossible for her womb to produce life. Yet that was the promise of God. Isaac, nonetheless, will be born according to God's word, just like how Christ will be born according to God's word. For Sarah, her womb was inactive because it was too old. For Mother Mary, her womb was a virgin womb. But God transcends the limits of biology. We also see Abraham interceding for the wicked city of Sodom. The scope of Abraham's intercession was just for this city. We also know from the New Testament that Christ intercedes for his people across the globe. So many things here prepare us to receive Christ when he comes. Christ is God incarnate. Christ will come from an inactivated womb, and Christ will perfectly intercede for his people. These are my thoughts. Hope to hear yours.